Go ahead.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sharing with Sharon. I am your host, Sharon Harris, and I am here today with my daughter, Herdana.
Hi.
She will be asking me a few questions regarding my diabetes.
Okay, so when were you diagnosed with type 2 diabetes?
I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in April of 2018.
Okay. How did you feel and how did you react?
Well, actually, it wasn't a shock. I kind of expected it because years prior, around year 2015, 2016, I just used to have these feelings like my eyes would go blurry and when I would eat sugar. And so I kind of felt like something was wrong, but I was too afraid to go to the doctor because I didn't want to actually hear them say that I was diabetic. So when I heard the news, it was just sort of like one of those things where I was kind of expecting it to be that way, but I just didn't. I began to think about, okay, how is my life going to change now? So that's where I was at.
What treatment do you use to treat your diabetes?
Well, my doctor put me on a regimen, a pill regimen. I don't have to take insulin, thank God. I am on metformin 500, and I take 2 pills a day with my dinner.
How has having diabetes affected your everyday life?
Well, it has affected my everyday life in that, a lot of the sweet pleasures that I used to indulge in, I just simply can't indulge in anymore. So I have to come up with alternatives. When I get that sweet tooth and, I just want that chocolate or I want a pack of Now and Laters, can't have it. So I've had to come up with finding alternatives to having something sweet.
How often do you test your glucose?
I have to say I am so guilty with not testing my glucose as often as I should. But I do have my regular scheduled appointment once a year where I go in and my doctor does test my glucose for me.
What symptoms do you get when having it?
The symptoms that I had even before I was diagnosed, like I said, when I would eat something really sweet, full of sugar, or drink a soda, my eyes would go blurry. My vision would actually go blurry. It would bother my stomach. I was going to the bathroom frequently, having bowel movements, and then it just made me feel very tired and sluggish.
How often do you exercise?
I try to exercise, do something every day. Even if it's only 10 minutes, I try to do, some of you that know me know that I'm not a big person, but I still have to exercise with this diabetes to keep my gut healthy as well as to keep my heart healthy. So I exercise. I do something every day.
Okay. What is the hardest part of being a diabetic type 2?
The hardest part of having diabetes type 2 is just the symptom of being so tired all the time. That's one of the side effects of having diabetes is it makes you really, really tired. I can get up and plan a whole day that I'm going to clean the house and cook dinner or something like that, and I'll get started. And maybe like about 30 minutes into it, I am so tired, I literally have to sit down. And I actually feel like I just need to take a nap. But that's been one of my biggest challenges and one of the hardest things about having type 2 diabetes is that I just feel tired all the time.
Okay. So what are some positive things about it?
Some of the positive things about my having being diagnosed with diabetes is that now I am checking on everybody around me. When I see people, my family members, children, grandchildren eating sweets, I'm like, hold it, time out. No, 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 no. We're not finna do that. So that's one of the positive things about me is it's really opened my eyes and made me more aware of other people around me eating sweets. And I'll tell people in a minute, you might want to have your glucose checked. and be careful with your intake of sugar because, you don't want to end up diabetic like me.
Okay, so what would you like a non-diabetic person to know about diabetes?
Someone that doesn't have diabetes, I would want them to know to really, again, watch your sugar intake because you don't want to end up with this diabetes thing. Because even though I have type 2 diabetes and it can be cured with diet and exercise, you still have some side effects. Like I talked about, the side effect of being tired, feeling sluggish, having to make sure you exercise. So a person that doesn't have diabetes, I would want them to know, watch your sugar intake. And to just, if you have family members or loved ones that do have diabetes, to make sure that, you're making them, holding them accountable for staying on that diet and watching their sugar intake as well as salt intake.
What would you tell someone who has just been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes?
I would tell that person that, we just have to take one day at a time in changing your diet. Get that exercise. It's so important to do that exercise. And like I said, I'm not a big person, but the exercise is really important to keep your blood flowing right, and to keep your muscles toned, and to work on your gut health, that stomach. And I would tell them, that don't beat yourself up about it. It happens, and just take it one day at a time. And it's important to change that diet. Whatever your doctor tells you and gives you advice about, my doctor gave me advice about seeing a nutritionist, and I went in and I saw that nutritionist, and they really helped me in finding out, better ways and healthier ways to eat. And so I would just tell them to go in, and take it, one day at a time. Don't make it seem like, this is the end of the world, because with type 2 diabetes, you can get rid of it with the proper diet and exercise.
Okay. And the last question is, are you planning on doing any fundraisers to help with diabetes with other people?
At this point, that's not something that's on the table for me. But if there's anyone out there that has a group already started, and you need people, I am more than willing to volunteer to step up and help you to do anything. Or if you have an ideal that you want to run by me and maybe we could come together and do something, I would love to do that as well.
Okay. Well, that is all the questions that I have for you. You can find me at my YouTube channel, Herdana's Crazy Life. And yours truly.
And you can find me on my YouTube channel, which is Sharing with Sharon.
And that is all. So we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye-bye. Take care.